This is Daniel Bilak, outside of Kiev. I was on patrol with my unit yesterday in our community, our territorial defense group, and we could hear the bombs in the distance, we could hear rocket fire, and it struck me that it's all they've got left. The Russians have thrown everything they have at us. They've fired more than 200, 300 rockets in the last week. Their army is stuck. They haven't achieved virtually any of the strategic objectives that they set out. Their men are hungry. They have no gas. They have no fighting spirit. And everybody I know here, at the local level, at the higher levels, everybody feels that we are on the cusp of defeating the second largest army in the world. And what we really need is a little bit more help. We're doing everything possible to help Ukraine, and we really appreciate it. We've been getting weapons, we've been getting sanctions, which are starting to bite, but it's not going to help us right now because all he's got left is to bomb us back into the Stone Age. He's bringing in heavy ballistic missiles, his S-300s. He's going to, God forbid, use tactical nuclear weapons. He's a cornered rat. He's a little scared, paranoid man. And what we hear from NATO at the present time is 1,000 reasons why they can't do something. I would like to have one creative solution, something like paint the sides of NATO aircraft, have President Zelensky grant the pilots temporary Ukrainian citizenship, and let them go and have target practice. In fact, there won't be anything to target because the Russian pilots are so terrified that they're not going to even get in their planes. I would like to see NATO governments find the testicular fortitude that Ukrainians have shown the world. Let the Ukrainian people be your inspiration to help you find the courage of your own convictions. NATO wants a Europe whole, at peace, and free. But freedom doesn't come at no cost. We're fighting your battle. We're fighting our battle. We're fighting for the values that I grew up with in Canada. And those things are worth fighting and dying for. And what we need is just a little more help. When things settle down and everybody says, did we do everything possible, which is what we're hearing, to help the Ukrainians? It's going to be a question. Maybe not. Maybe if we had done that no-fly zone, things would have turned out differently. Everybody here, as I said, is convinced that they can defeat this army. We need just a little more help from you. You know, you closed airspace, NATO closed airspace in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and in Syria. Why not close it in a neighboring country? Sure, we're aware of the nuclear threat, etc. We're not stupid. But he's not going to do anything. He's a little scared man. He doesn't even control. There's no button to push. There's a command and control situation. And people are freaking out in Russia. Things are unraveling for him at home. And as soon as that continues to happen, that's when change will happen, and this will take its course and be finished. But they're engaged in international terrorism right now. They're taking cities, villages hostage. They're controlling civilian infrastructure, nuclear power plants. They want to control dams because they want to hold the world for ransom and Ukrainians for ransom. You can't let them get away with this. We need a little more help. Please, governments, impose the no-fly zone. People of Western democratic countries, get out on the streets, demonstrate in favor of the no-fly zone. When your governments understand that your votes are at stake in terms of their survival, things will happen. Apparently, over 70% of Americans favor a no-fly zone in Ukraine. President Biden, is a decent elected representative of his people, should be taking account of that. Please help us. We need just a little more, and we can get through this. Слава Україні! Смерть ворогам! Україна понад усе!